On the third night after the funeral, I became a millionaire. And the very next morning, the two people who abandoned me at 13 walked into the lawyer's office. "We're your guardians. Aunt Vivian's will left me a mansion, a business, and $2 million in cash, with one chilling line: if anyone contests it, the entire estate goes to a fund for abandoned children." They smiled, whispered, "Family is everything," then put $100,000 on the table so the family can breathe. This was no longer about money. It was a test of what love means: DNA or consistent action. Stay for 60 seconds. I'll show you a sealed letter, a doorway camera, and 3 boundary lines that saved my entire life. I'm Kara. At 13, I woke to a dead quiet apartment, half-empty closet, drawers pulled out, a scrap of paper on the counter. "Aunt Vivian will take care of you." No promises, no explanations, just an instruction. That afternoon, a social worker knocked, warm voice, by the book. The next morning, a black car pulled up, on time, no hugs, no long small talk. "Pack light," Vivian said. In that moment, I understood. From now on, my life would run on calendars, rules, and signatures, not on promises. I didn't hate my parents. What remained after they left was a hole, a key that never turned, dinners with no one calling my name, a blanket heavy with fear. My first night at Vivian's, I perched on a 4-poster bed like an intruder in a museum. Thick velvet curtains, quiet wooden floors, everything wrong for 13. Vivian set rules: breakfast at 7 egg, no shoes on hardwood, piano 60 minutes daily, homework at a desk. I broke them, waited to be kicked out, because being kicked out hurts less than being abandoned. Instead, she applied clear consequences: miss breakfast, no breakfast; incomplete work, lose the weekend, no scolding, no guilt trips, consistency only. When I cried over my parents' wedding photo, she didn't soothe with cliches. She handed me a handkerchief and sat until my breathing slowed. After a few months, I learned the difference between love as emotion and love as a system. Emotions are lovely but unstable. Systems hold you when emotions crash. Vivian chose the system: family court for temporary guardianship, permanent guardianship, legal adoption. Each signature came with, "You need a legal frame so no one can drag you back." Adults can fail, she taught me, but failure isn't allowed to take a child down with it. Classes, piano, lights out, structures for an uprooted kid to grow roots. If you're raising a child who's been left, literally or figuratively, don't promise "I'll always love you." Schedule dinner, show up on time, set simple rules, keep them. If you're the one who is left, don't wait for an apology to start living. Find a dependable adult, build a tiny support system, meal times, study hour, crisis contact. If this story hits home, comment one concrete thing you'll do today to create a system of love for yourself or a child. Love can't fix the past, but consistency can save the future. At Vivian's, love didn't live in "I'm proud of you." It lived in the wall calendar and checklist. Wake at 6 o'clock, breakfast at 6:30, out the door at 7 o'clock. Evenings had a 90-minute frame: 30 review, 45 new work, 15 recap. Miss the time, lose a privilege, no dinner at the table or a canceled weekend. She didn't ask, "How do you feel about a C?" She asked, "What's the plan to get it to a B?" Dry? Maybe. But for a kid raised on late promises, a schedule is kindness. I wasn't gifted. New school had me gasping in geometry and essays. Vivian didn't say try harder. She hired a tutor, formed a study group, and sat nearby at night, saying just, "Pause 5 minutes, then continue." One night I cried over proofs. She poured cocoa once and said, "Tomorrow we change tactics." Next morning, a study notebook, weekly goals, chunking hard bits, done, not yet markers. Every green tick was a piece of self-respect rebuilt. Confidence didn't come from praise, it came from many small completions. Vivian taught 3 principles. 1, principles, competence, Freedom, rules first, skills next, freedom last. 2. Fast feedback, fail early, fix now, weekly check-ins, fix where you fail, don't wait for finals. 3. Observe, model, practice, weekends in the furniture store counting footfall, estimating conversion, logging the best greeting lines. At home, we built a simple model: traffic, conversion, average order value. Business became tangible, displays you can touch, lighting that warms wood, words that earn nods. By senior year, I drew a skills map: reports, pro emails, 5-minute pitches, basic Excel. Vivian nodded. Add negotiation and inventory. So I spent summer in the warehouse, not the comfy office. In college, I chose marketing for the story, and Vivian made me train the numbers. Rotations, warehouse, store, buying. I once overordered ceiling lights. Sales tanked, inventory swelled. No yelling. She opened the stock report. What are the numbers saying? I wrote a mistakes report, root cause, fix. I learned A/B signage, touch points, add 3-year warranty under price, conversion lifts. Final year, a web-to-store pilot, 8 weeks, plus 12% sales. After graduation, I joined the company, not as the boss's niece, but as a manager with KPIs. If you're shepherding a kid or yourself toward adulthood, start with 3 small moves: fixed schedule, weekly feedback, and a mini reel project. Sell 10 items, write 4 reviews, manage a small budget. Discipline doesn't kill inspiration. It builds the runway. When Vivian left, the house echoed like a station after the last train. I, Kara, sat at the mahogany table where we'd debated pricing, a sealed envelope before me. The will read like a business decision: mansion, furniture chain, A12 Somme, 2M, cash, personal effects, IP. Then one warm cold line: if anyone contests, the entire estate goes to a fund for abandoned children. A clean counterpunch, the no contest clause. She left as she lived, prepared so I could move forward. That night, I walked room to room like chapters I knew by heart. A scratch on the banister from my slip, the armchair where she nodded at my first plan, the garden window where she'd say, "Pause 5, then continue." Money doesn't heal grief, meaning can. The inheritance said every early morning, late edit, and firm rule had been for me. In her drawer, a monogrammed handkerchief, tax notes, a draft line. Assets should follow competence and responsibility, not demands and feelings. I cried, not for the zeros, but for being trusted. The lawyer explained, the no contest clause is a safety switch. If anyone, relative or not, challenges, the estate reroutes to the charity. Translation: sue, and no one gets anything. It deters emotional grabs and honors the deceased's intent. Big assets mean big duties. We started 3 things. 1. Inventory, real estate, stock, leases, portfolios. Know what we hold. 2. Compliance tax, estate, inheritance taxes, timelines. Avoid cash traps. 3. Transition plan, 90 to 180 days. Cash flow, key people, vendor risk, and lifeline KPIs. Revenue, gross margin, inventory turns. With Shire 2 ASEAN cash, no fireworks. Build 6 to 9 months operating buffer, retire expensive debt, invest in data and digital. With 12 mil on business, I'm the lamp keeper. Protect and raise the flame, don't flaunt it. If you're a beneficiary, prep a 72-hour kit. A. Assets, debts, contracts list. B. Tax, legal calendar. C. Trusted contacts. Attorney, CPA. Consider a no contest clause if disputes loom. It's not harsh. It's clarity that prevents wars. If you're building wealth for heirs, don't stop at a will. Write an operating playbook, principles, spend rules, investment criteria. Money changes lives. Structure decides whether it builds or breaks one. After the will reading, I thought I'd cleared the summit. The office door opened and the past walked in. Familiar perfume, a smile that said, nothing happened. Hugs in the lobby, family is family, and then quickly to money and control. Legally, we're still your guardians, my father said, sliding a card like a chess piece. You're young. Vivian left too much. Let us manage it, my mother murmured. Velvet voice, sharp blade. We met at a crowded restaurant. And 30 minutes of nostalgia. You still like Pinot Noir? You love tiramisu. I sat straight, hands on a glass of water, my little border. Then the script, guilt. We've been ashamed 15 years. Fear, you can't imagine tax and lawsuits. Urgency, Dad's knee therapy isn't covered. And finally the number, just $100,000 to help the family breathe. The 13-year-old in me leaned forward, the child who wanted a birthday call, the 28-year-old, built by Vivian's calendars, rules, signatures, put the glass down. If there were no inheritance, would we be sitting here? Silence answered. Back home, I wrote what happened. Vivian style, name the tactics. Guilt for cash trade, hardship stories in exchange for a transfer now. Fake urgency, rush me past due diligence. Future faking, rebuild family as a perk, contingent on money. Victim flip, money changed you, to blur who left whom. Legal fog, guardianship, when I'm legally adopted. Once you name the move, its magic dims. I scheduled my lawyer, all contact in writing with timestamps and witnesses. Any meeting, public place, cameras, toolkit. I wish I had sooner. 1. Boundary lines. I discuss finances in writing via counsel. No exceptions. I need 72 hours for any money decisions. 2. Red, yellow, green. O. Red, asks for money, plus urgency, plus threats. Stop, acknowledge receipt only. O. Yellow, legal fog, forward to lawyer, request documentation. O. Green, apology without demands, respects boundaries. Slow dialogue. 3. No cash rule, no direct loans/transfers. If helping, pay verified third parties after independent checks. 4. Event log, dates, content, witnesses, save messages, screenshots, your legal armor. 5. Support net, lawyer, therapist, trusted person. You don't need to be strong alone. You need a system. The child in me longed for a hug. The adult learned to say no, to manipulation, to cash for closeness, to history on repeat. Real love doesn't request a routing number. Cold morning conference room, I, Kara, faced my past. Birth parents and a slick attorney. Thompson set down a brick-thick file. We speak in records, he said. First page, family court orders, temporary, permanent guardianship, legal adoption, red stamp, judge's signature, case number, one line cut through fog. Legally, Kara is Vivian's daughter. All guardianship claims are baseless. He didn't stop at procedure. Next binder, PI reports, payment receipts, call recordings. A $15,000 payment to a go-between right after the consent filing. Photos of my father at casinos, time cards from my mother's work, an email asking for tuition help to reconnect, sent the year I got into college. Misspelled address, never reached me. Then Vivian's sealed letter, every shakedown attempt, calls I shouldn't have known as a child, and the line, they'll return when you have what they want. Trust records, not performances. My throat tightened, my spine straightened. Not because I had ammo against them, but because truth had a seat. Thompson, like a craftsman, explained. Legal adoption crash on her couch. It severs old parental rights and creates full rights and duties between me and Vivian. Chain of custody for tapes, photos, who recorded, where stored, originals versus copies, so court can hear, not just we can tell. Receipts/statements tying money to the old consent filing. Help reads as quid pro quo in documents. No contest. Contest and the estate diverts to the abandoned children's fund. Vivian's letter plus documents form a consistent timeline. Dates, motives, repeated behaviors. He slid certified adoption papers toward them and a plan toward me. All contact in writing. Send cease desist on impersonated rights. Prep protective orders for harassment. No raised voices, just process. Stand up for yourself on paper. Build a 1-2-page kit. 1. Core records, certified, adoption/guardianship orders, will plus addenda, no contest clause. 2. Evidence table, timeline, date, event, document, custodian. Memory doesn't testify, milestones do. 3. Email templates. Please send all legal matters to my attorney. I won't discuss outside writing. Provide legal basis for your guardianship claim. Otherwise, stop misrepresenting. 4. Response thresholds. Intrusion threats. Call 113-911 plus file protection. Money pressure. No content reply. Acknowledge and forward to counsel. 5. Support net, lawyer, therapist. One trusted person. Documents protect assets. People protect hearts. When Thompson closed the file, silence fell, the kind that says truth is enough. I didn't defeat anyone. I reclaimed authorship, by law, by facts, by the love Vivian prepared long ago. That night, the doorbell rang like a starting gun for a game without spectators. I, Kara, stood at the threshold. We talk here. The restraining orders filed, everything goes through counsel. My father pushed the door. We're family. I pointed at the camera in the foyer corner. Family respects boundaries. Forced entry is illegal. From now on, the door wasn't wood. It was the border between old chaos and my structured life. The 13-year-old wanted a round, perfect apology. The 28-year-old measured love by consistency, not crescendos. I gave them 5 minutes to respect my own memories. They told hardship, sickness, regret, and slid back to money and blood right. I listened, didn't litigate every line. When they finished, I said, I'm sorry for what happened to you, but what happened to me also needs someone responsible, me. That sentence cut the rope, pulling me backward for 15 years. Boundaries aren't a do not disturb sign, they're workable procedures. Legal, 500 feet order, all contact via counsel, cease desist for impersonation. Communication, written only, no calls, no private meetups, 72-hour delay on any request. Environment, public spaces with cameras, no entry to home, recordings where lawful. Money, no direct transfers. If support ever happens, via verified third parties after due diligence. Good boundaries create predictable outcomes. Violate the process, you opt yourself out. No screaming required. Borrow my lines. Happy to communicate in writing via my attorney. Outside that channel, I won't respond. I don't give money. If support occurs, it's through institutions after independent verification. I need 72 hours to consider. Before that, there's no decision. Final line. I don't owe anyone the price of my peace. When the patrol car turned into the drive, they had to leave. I closed the door, heart fast but steady. Boundaries didn't make me hard, they made me free to continue the life Vivian helped me build, where family is repeated action, not convenient demands. Day 1 of taking over, I didn't sit in the CEO chair. I went straight to the warehouse, where truth lives, pallets, SKUs, slow movers. That night, I opened a dashboard as old as a tube radio. Start with numbers, I told myself. Week 1, I cut 2 money bonfires and ads, pooled budget into a lean web-to-store test at a location with big parking. Week 2, I trimmed displays to the 80-20, 20% SKUs driving 80% revenue, and remeasured touch try-buy. Sales nudged up like a fuel gauge after winter. When choices hurt, I opened Vivian's drawer. Simplify first, refine later, small actions, repeated. We stayed open 60 minutes later on Fridays, set a coffee table by sofas. People lingered, asked more, bought sets instead of pieces. Veterans watched me, the kid who grew up in the store with wary hope. I said, I'm not replacing Vivian. I'm continuing her. Month 1 closed plus 8% sales, aging stock down. Quiet nods in the meeting were my favorite reward. 5 thrusts. 1 live KPIs, daily dashboard, revenue, gross margin, turns, NPS. 9:15 a.m., 15-minute stand-up on time, no rambling. 2 lightweight omni-channel. Buy online, pick up in store, simple AR, try in room. 3 path merchandising, 3 photo moments on the route, hire dwell in basket. 4 lean supply, kill duplicates, negotiate MOQ, share 8-week forecasts for lead time discounts. 5 3-2-1 training, 3 hard skills, POS, inventory, bundling. 2 soft, greeting, objections. 1 personalized closing line. After 1 quarter, we opened 2 new sites in young neighborhoods and built a tiny content studio to film 45 sec style pair-buy clips. Cheap, effective. With extra profit and some cash, I launched the Vivian Hughes Fund. 3 pillars: therapy, vocational scholarships, 90-day transitional housing for abandoned, estranged youth, transparent intake via partners, direct pay to services, no cash to individuals, 30-day outcomes tracked, taking over an inheritance. Start with 3 questions. What metrics matter? What do real customers need today? Which values must outlive the ledger? Business runs on cash flow. Legacy lives on meaning. I chose both. Vivian's way, light the flame and carry it farther. I, Kara, opened a small wooden box on Vivian's nightstand. A note. I didn't give you life, but watching you live has been my privilege. Final line. I love you. Few words, many years. Next day I had Mother engraved beneath her name on the stone. At the grave I realized, family isn't a title, it's a verb. Who shows up, stays, repairs, and keeps promises. I stopped scanning crowds for the backs of ghosts. I showed up for those who stayed, Mrs. Bentley twice a week, Thompson monthly dinners asking, sleeping enough? Like a good uncle, I hosted open Sunday dinners, 60 minutes, no work, no money, just one question. Who did something kind for whom this week? The house echoed less. Grief didn't vanish. It got shelved properly, like a cleaned, straightened frame. In my notebook, family, L's action X. Consistency plus repairability, not DNA plus promises. 3 tests. 1, time. Do they show on time? Call back when they say, repeat kindness. 2, boundaries. When you say no, do they respect or haggle? 3, repairs. When they slip, do they fix or blame? I keep a trust ledger, deposits, good acts, and withdrawals, violations. Not scored by drama, but by steady flow. 3 months later, a regret letter arrived from my birth mother. I neither rushed to forgive nor condemn. It went to observe. Time will answer what feelings want to conclude early. To redefine family, try 4 steps. 1, relationship inventory. List 10 people around you. For each, write 3 recent stable show-ups. If you can't, move them to observe. 2, weekly rituals. 1 meal, 1 20-minute call, 1 home safe yet text. Repetition creates belonging. 3, stated kept boundaries. Pick 2 rules, e.g. money via email only, 72-hour delay, on big decisions, and keep them like train times. 4. Document kindness, a 3-line gratitude log. Who showed up, who you showed up for. Start tonight. Invite the on-time friend to Sunday dinner. Chosen family doesn't fall from the sky, it's built, with small, on-time, repeated acts. A thin envelope arrived on a normal Monday. Familiar handwriting, distant tone, no request for money, no reunion script, just I'm sorry. I, Kara, read it once, folded it, and placed it in a drawer labeled Observe. Not torn up, not answered. I hit pause on the emotional flood. Adults don't have to react. Adults may choose responses. The letter pulled me both ways. One self, 13, wanted a verdict. You are still loved. The other, grown, measures kinship by repeated action and boundaries. I reread it, noting the lines with no ask, no but. Warmth and weariness at once. Warm because a humane note finally arrived. Weary because healing doesn't come from a letter. It needs time plus consistency. So the letter stays, neither rejected nor celebrated, awaiting new data. I use 4D to read apologies. 1. Delay, late, yes, but does it take full responsibility with no excuses? 2. Detail. Does it name specific events and impact on me, or speak in generalities? 3. Boundary. Does it honor my conditions? Email only, no private meetings, no money. 4. Do repair. Is there a measurable repair plan? Therapy, no off-channel contact, clearing through counsel. Then I update the trust ledger, record a deposit, apology with no demands, and wait for another deposit in 3 to 6 months. My decision is kept open, not procrastination, but conditional verification. If you receive such a letter, try 72 hours, 30 days. First 72 hours, don't respond. Journal, sleep, talk with a therapist/trusted person. At day 30, choose one path. 1. Conditional reply. Thanks for writing. If continuing, please respect. Email only, no private meetings, no financial requests. After 3 months of consistency, I'll consider next steps. 2. Keep observing. I received your letter. I'm not ready to engage. Please respect the stated boundaries. 3. Close the channel for safety. I don't want further contact. Please address any communication to my attorney. Keep everything in writing. Update the trust ledger by date. Forgiveness isn't erasing the past. If it comes, it's because new behavior grew strong enough to carry weight. The door is ajar, but my hand stays on the handle. If you take one line from Kara's journey, take this. Love is a verb. It isn't what's said. It's what's done, on time, repeated. Boundaries aren't cold walls. They're doors with locks so worthy people can knock and enter with respect. And legacy? Not numbers in a ledger, but a compass for choices when no one is watching. Kara once waited for an I'm sorry, a birthday card. What healed her wasn't rhetoric. It was 7 a.m., breakfast, 90-minute work blocks, and a handwritten line from Vivian. I love you. Warmth may come as a hug. Durability comes from small repeated acts, showing up, listening, keeping promises. Boundaries saved Kara from the loop, saying no to manipulation to say yes to peace. Vivian's greatest legacy wasn't 14 Mars, it was a template for Kara to live kindly with herself and open-handed toward other kids. 3 clear claims. 1. Love, action. X. Consistency. Show up on time, call back when promised, repair promptly. 2. Boundaries, process, not arguments. Money via email only, 72-hour review, meet in public. 3. Legacy, values in operation. Write the playbook. How we spend, what we prioritize, what we never compromise. When principles are clear, tough choices become measurable. Does this action match the values? If not, drop it. Try Kara's 24-hour challenge. 1 measurable loving act. Call someone on time. 5, 10 minutes. Ask, what made you smile this week? One boundary stated, kept. Money matters by email only. I need 72 hours to consider. One page of value legacy, 5 lines on how you'll use time, money, energy. Name 3 non-negotiables, e.g. honesty, punctuality, no emotional debt. Do the 3 small things today, because real love is counted in deeds. Freedom flows from boundaries, and legacy lives every time you choose your values, even when no one applauds.